We unveiled a new game this week called Remember When, where we were remembering things that happened during the 2022 NFL season. And it made me think, do you guys remember when Livy rizzed up Baby Gronk?
Oh, God, that was the best.
Ta-da!
How could I forget?
There you go.
Speaking of Livy rizzing up Baby Gronk,
That's weird. You said it weird. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Try again. Do it one more time.
I still don't know what it
Should
means.
I
really,
one more time?
I hate that you guys picked here to start. I really do.
It's like a G-Dog on a fly tip.
Speaking of Livy rizzing up Baby Gronk.
It was the pop culture event of the summer. That
it was.
Barbie. That's it.
Alabama fight.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, right.
Montgomery.
Montgomery and Company.
Electric
No
company.
relation. No relation. No relation.
So, speaking of young people things, I just returned this week from Camp Fiesta, which, side note, thank you everyone in the audience. It started with Tony right here on Mystery Crate with a huge donation, and we raised over $10,000 for Camp Fiesta.
Wow.
Thanks to the fans of the show.
Did Chris Cody come through, by the way?
Chris Cody did come through. Yes.
All $500.
Yes, all $500.
I don't
Both
believe
Tony
you.
and Chris. I have
believe
receipts.
Okay, then.
But yeah, it's amazing. So thank you guys for that. But also at camp, I'm a camp counselor for my age group was 9 to 12 or 13 year olds. And so many of them said so many things that I just felt so old because I didn't understand them. So whether they're actions or their statements. So I came up with the top 5 things that made me feel washed while I was at camp.
Ooh.
Okay.
Are there only 5 or do you have like 7?
I do have OLIs. One OLI is that they all love Mr. Beast. All of them.
What is that?
What is that?
He's
What
a
is that?
YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber.
Let me just say right now, as far as YouTubers goes, he's actually pretty good.
He's kind of cool.
Like he makes good content. Like a lot of because I get into this with my kids about like I'm like don't watch people just sitting around talking about stuff. Dad, not
Don't watch Mystery Crate.
Watch my stuff.
Don't
though.
watch that.
Come on now.
but like
you want me to stand?
people. No, yeah, there you go. Like oddball,
Irony.
Yeah.
right? But like he actually does stuff. They do like little
Yeah,
game
there's
shows.
all
lot of
sorts of
money.
gimmicks, and
Yeah.
he gives away so
He gives
much
away
money.
a lot
That's
of
the
money.
part that I learned is this guy's just giving away
Yeah.
money to people all the time. He seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
So they all love Mr. Beast. Number 5. Every time they see bare feet, they say, for free?
I say that.
What? There is no
Because
reason
of
that
feet
kids
pics.
should be saying
It's
that.
awful, dude.
I agree.
Culture's ruined.
Oh, Jesus.
What's that
There are
about?
kids
I don't get
saying
it.
that?
That's a
So
selling
because feet pics
thing.
online,
Yeah.
feet pictures.
But little kids shouldn't be
So
saying
now,
Oh my god!
yeah, I know it's awful.
So there are
Teenagers.
There are children. Okay,
Young
teenagers.
tweens,
There are
11 and 12 year
tweens
olds.
who are
Oh.
understanding the currency of feet out there, making jokes about it
All of
before even entering high school.
Correct.
Oh my god!
There's no way you didn't know what that was, Jeremy. You're just making stuff up. You knew what that was.
I did not know that was a.
old.
Dude,
I didn't know
I
the
don't post
for
feet
free.
for
I didn't know.
No. I know that feet pics exist. I didn't
Lucy.
know that the concept of saying for free every time you see bare feet was a thing.
Which, by the way, let's not shame anybody who does foot photos.
No.
No,
This
we're
is
not
not about.
That's a
it's
business.
not about
Don't do
shaming.
that.
I'm
for free.
doing it.
No, it's just more
but
the concept of
lucrative.
12-year-olds
However,
knowing that.
Yeah,
I think
it's
there
weird.
is. I think it's natural to grow up and get older and realize, people like that, and that's why I have to ask you, Lucy, as the youngest person here in your career, at what age were you like, people are soliciting me for feet pics?
At what age did you start selling feet pics?
There was a weird kid in my school, so I knew pretty early because I won't say his name, but it was one of those things where like, this kid's gonna text you and ask for feet pics. And I remember being like 12 and like,
Matthew Cooper.
what?
So does he?
Whoa!
And so
Holy shit!
I think he was in
was on
Jeremy's
air?
camp group.
Yeah, clearly. Number 4,
Is it foot guy?
they watch TikTok live streams simulcast onto TV instead of watching TV.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't know anybody actually watched the TikTok live streams.
I didn't know you could do it. You could,
What?
I
Like,
did
what,
You
like
didn't know that?
So you just
Chromecast?
airplay it to TV, right?
Roy.
Yeah.
Right, that part.
Yeah. You just airplay it to TV. you
I
watch
thought
it on TV.
that was like a TV app.
No, well, I mean, there maybe is. Yeah, I think there
Roy,
is a
like a
TikTok app actually
Chromecast.
for TV.
Yeah, the live streams are really big. That's where the NPC thing came up, right? Like the
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
ice cream, hot dog, thank you, like that.
Gang.
That started on
That's a hell of a
TikTok.
limited fake. We got to mark that one.
Oh yeah.
Number 3, they say, "Widowy hitting the gwitty."
They're not
So
using ours.
they gritty.
Explain that
Yeah,
one.
they don't use R's. They like to use W's
Like-
instead of R's
Like
to
Elmer
wittily
Fudd.
hit the gwitty.
Like Chris Cody when he tried to
Just like Chris Cody.
chiropractor. He's a
Yes,
chiropractor.
Just like
the
that.
Chiropractor
So-
with the gritty.
I'm hunting
Why
wabbits.
the gritty and why no R's?
I don't know. I tried to ask. I tried to get an answer. None of them knew.
They just giggle.
They just laugh
They make
and
fun
they
of
hit the
you?
gritty.
They
You got
call you
experience with
Yeah, they
this,
call me
though.
washed.
It might be from TikTok because I've seen it and I just didn't know what it was, and then you said it, and now it's all.
As a
together.
resident
All
old person,
TikTok.
am I supposed to trust this youth based off what's
No.
happening right here?
Absolutely
Do
not.
you trust our generation?
No, absolutely
aren't going
not.
well.
Or anyone above us, older. No,
No,
you're right.
boomers,
Never
no.
mind. You're right.
Yeah.
Don't trust anybody.
Nothing nothing changes.
Yeah,
Carry
DTA.
on.
So the last two here are statements that happened. I found out that one of the young kids who is 13, starting to play AAU basketball, huge basketball fan. The first team that he remembers is Kevin Durant on the Warriors.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Didn't
that made
remember
you
the
feel
big three of the
ancient?
Heat. That made me feel so old.
Yeah, like
So he only
They even
remembers a
remember
loser.
Thunder
my oldest.
or the Sonics.
My oldest is 12, going on 13, and my oldest also similarly getting into basketball. And this is like a few months ago now, but I was like, LeBron was on the Heat?
Christ.
It's a nightmare, dude.
A mind-blowing.
What do you mean on the Heat?
Like in Miami? And what happened? And I said, well, they won. And then
Come
he
sit
left.
on my knee. Let me tell you.
That's a shame that he missed the best LeBron.
Unbelievable.
That's a
real.
shame.
What did you do? How did you tell him listen to Izzy Gutierrez's podcast?
No, I said, don't listen to people talking into microphones and not doing anything.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
So the last one, and this is a two-parter. Both were music statements and or takes from the same kid, Braden. He said God's
He threw his
plan.
name out there?
Yeah, shout out Braden. He's a clout chaser, and he told me to say his name when we were at camp. So,
Oh, okay.
Braden
Hold on.
said,
Did you have to add the adjective of clout chaser? Did he want you to add that, or did you add
"No,
that?
I did it because he needs to hear
Gratuitously.
it. He needs to hear it."
Man,
it's
you
a
really
life
want to
lesson.
defend this kid.
No,
Jeez,
no, that's
Tony,
not.
no.
Yeah.
It's a life lesson.
There
He
goes,
needs to
but for
learn.
the grace of God, me.
Yeah.
He said God's plan made Drake famous. And
So
will-
the grassy high did not do that for him.
correct. And
That
I
definitely
mean, yeah,
didn't do it
that's
for him.
a fact. Yeah.
It wasn't
Canada
Degrassi.
it did, I'm
Ancient
sure.
ass Roy.
And Canada, I'm sure it did.
it was not Degrassi. And he
Degrassi.
also asked the question when finding out that Taylor Swift had played a concert at a smaller hard rock venue. Taylor Swift made country music?
Oh, yeah.
Can I ask,
That's understandable, by the way. There are grown-ups who don't know that.
can I ask an ignorant question?
Who's Drake?
Is she not making country music now? What?
No, she's making
just
pop
pop?
music.
It's
It's more like
It's just pop music.
It's like pop now.
It's not
It's
like
straight
country
pop. It's straight pop.
No,
There's
it's just
country.
pop
It's
music.
like pop.
There was a transition period where it went from country to country pop to pop.
That's not a country song.
Shake It Off is a
That's not a
song?
country
Okay,
song.
No.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's where it started to go poppy. Wasn't it Shake It Off?
It
I knew
was.
she. I mean, obviously,
Poppy
I'm
Steak?
aware of her hit singles, but I always just assumed like the rest of her albums were kind of, twangy, back to the
Poppy
roots.
Lebatard.
No, the fun part about that is
Poppy.
Tony snuck it in already.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
late to the party.
Poppy from Seinfeld.
You can't
spot
say
on
a
my
name
couch.
from
Poppy
somewhere. That's not
Hollow.
how the game works.
Yeah, if you can't just if you say
Poppy
from
talk.
something that's kind of like
But
from
there's-
something is too much.
Jack
But-
and the Beanstalk.
The thing is, Amin knows what I'm talking about. If I say Poppy, there's a couple Poppies. But if I say Poppy from Seinfeld, he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
If he doesn't know off rip, then it's not a good one. I'm
Bobby
sorry.
didn't wash his hands, right?
Right. Yeah.
The part about the
Tyler
Taylor
Hankro.
Swift thing
Flip the
that's
cushion.
It's a bad game.
the point that you were making on Taylor Swift
it's my
not
favorite
making
game.
country music anymore that is funny is, I mean, we just let her get away with faking a Southern accent for like a decade and then just pretending
Like
like
Aaron
she didn't
Rodgers.
have it anymore.
Wait, where's she
Whoa,
from?
wait a minute. We let Madonna get away with a fake British accent for a
That
while,
was
too.
a lot
It
worse.
was like a transatlantic accent. That wasn't even a British accent.
If you say so.
Where's Taylor Swift from?
She's from Pennsylvania.
Ah! Okay.
What part of Pennsylvania?
Western, right?
Known
Not
for its country
redneck
music.
part.
Not the part where she should have a Southern
not
accent.
coal country.
No, because if you listen to her speak right now, she doesn't have a Southern accent, and she didn't have it then. She was
Shania
just singing
Twain-
songs with a Southern
Shania
accent.
Twain is Canadian.
But she didn't sing with a Southern accent. She just sang songs that were country songs.
The best part of being a woman
Hell yeah, give it to
is
me.
having a country accent.
I thought you were going to sing the Fuentes theme song for a second.
What?
The best part of waking
Getting
up. I
up.
thought you were going to sing that.
Shania Twain in your cup. No, man, like they're all fakers, man.
You know
This happens with the British singers all the time. I just found out Dua Lipa was British because I heard her talk, and I was like,
What?
Yep.
Dua Lipa's British.
No,
Super
she's
British.
You didn't know that?
Super British.
Super British.
Also,
Yeah.
aforementioned Drake has like 11 different
Well, he's
accents.
different.
Well, he's
That's
just a
different.
Combination.
he's just
He's
a
got 11
performer.
different NBA teams.
Yeah. That guy's just a show business guy.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah,
showman.
yeah.
Now, Dua Lipa talk like that, but in it, I'm like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
saying?
Are you calling T Swift a phony, Jer Bear? Because you better be careful.
Oh no!
I-
I am not in this conversation. I am out of here.
Where's the camera?
Which,
Where's
by
the
the way,
camera at?
he's like
I'm
trying
the
to
biggest-
buy tickets for it. So if
Yeah.
he's dogging
Is it this
T
camera?
Swift right now,
Is it that camera? Is it
He
that
wouldn't be able to
camera?
get that.
That's that camera right there.
Up
That right
the
there,
one I'm
right
looking
there,
at right now.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Hey, girl. I need you, T Swift.
Taylor
I'm the fakest
Swift.
fan.
I want to watch this.
I don't believe in you
Oh,
or
Taylor
your fake
Swift.
Southern accent.
I love you and all of your music,
I'm gonna tell your
but
fiance.
your country accent was phony.
oh no!
You're a phony.
Wow.
I hope you don't
Taylor
get
Swift.
Ticketmaster
Phony.
tickets.
I'm really scared. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, you better watch your back, buddy.
I would be careful. Taylor Swift. I'm admittedly not a big Swiftie, but I'm not like a hater either. I'm pretty much like I'm not a big music person. I like what I like. I don't seek out new music all the time. I listen to mostly podcasts. But there is a thing with Taylor Swift that Lucy and I encountered earlier this week, where we were chatting, and she asked me if I was a Taylor Swift fan. And before I could answer, I asked her if she was a Taylor Swift fan, and we both kind of waited to see what the answer was, because you don't want to accidentally say the wrong thing and then end up on the receiving end of someone who thinks that you're being disrespectful of Taylor Swift.
So what if you just say like, "Hey, she sucks"? Like,
Good
is that
luck.
gonna
Don't
start a
Don't say that.
fight?
Don't
Like,
say that.
I have like
She
been
doesn't
in,
suck.
She doesn't suck, but I have like been in conversations where I have been like, oh, I'm not a huge fan of hers, and seen women just like something switch. Then they're like, why not? Why aren't you a fan of hers? What's wrong with her? You don't think she's good? You don't think she's talented? Why would you say that? And I was like,
That very reaction happened when I said I didn't like Lizzo.
Oh.
that
You're
ain't
on the right
kinda
side of
nice
that now.
now.
Yeah,
That ain't
apparently
nice
you're on
now.
the right side of that.
Now I'm doing victory laps, like, but at the time, I was like, I'm not really. And like, what? What? You don't think she's talented? You don't think? I'm like, no, it's not for me.
Yeah.
You cannot like someone's music and still acknowledge that they're talented. Like, I don't know why
I
we're
agree
losing
with
my mind over
you.
that.
And I also think when it comes to certain fandoms of certain celebrities, when someone says they don't like them, and there's a large swath of people that don't like that person for very shitty reasons, your alarm bells go off.
Yep.
Like me and Sidney Crosby, huh?
No, not,
Yeah, just like
not
that,
at
Roy.
all. Not at all like Sidney Crosby.
No?
No, not really.
Really?
I heard Cindy.
Roy's like, I'm not so sure. You're right.
For some reason, I heard Cindy Crawford, and I was like, Roy doesn't like Cindy Crawford?
It'd be a
No,
weird-
everybody loves Sidney
Carl Crawford.
Carl Winslow.
Justice Winslow.
Oh man,
Oh, that's a good one.
Justice Dredd.
The
What the
Fred Scott.
Dred Scott.
I was gonna say the
Dred Scott.
What do you want?
What the hell is that? What?
His name is not Justice Dredd.
He is in England.
Dude, that's what
Cat-
Dua Lipa
oh,
calls
It's
him.
magistrate.
Are we sure she's British?
Dua
She
Lipa.
is. I looked it up.
100%.
She is.
Dua Lipa-
I was shocked.
Dude, it's not even like
Albanian
hello,
descent, but
hello,
yes,
my
born
name
in
is
England.
Dua Lipa. It's like, "Is your name is Dua Lipa?" I'm
No,
like,
that's Adele.
Adele too, but Dua Lipa talks
That is
like
just borderline offensive. is what
Yeah,
he just did.
She's good.
That's how they talk.
She's from London.
My favorite. Look, they have those in London too.
And I know, I bet, but what you're doing is not anything.
But my favorite thing is like they'll talk like that. In my new song, glitter in the sky, glitter in my eye. Like you can clearly enunciate when you sing. Why is it so hard to do it in conversation?
That is really weird. That's been happening since the 60s. Like the British invasion, all those songs, like the Beatles songs don't sound like they have.
don't.
In some songs, they have like stronger British accents,
Right.
but most of them are just, they sound like American pop songs, and yet they have super strong British accents. I don't know what it is about singing that takes away the British accent.
What is it about acting? They just put on a voice. Christian
put on a-
Bale.
But that's
Right.
not what
Yeah.
they're doing when they're like they're
How
not
do you
trying to play a
know?
character
How do
when
you
they
know?
sing.
Celine
All of them?
Dion.
You know
Yeah.
who the first person I was hip to on that was? You guys remember Craig David?
No.
Absolutely
Tuesday,
not.
Yeah, took her
like-
for a drink.
Like
on
that was I
Monday.
saw Craig David like a clip of him live and literally you know the song. You don't know Craig David? I'm
7
walking
Days,
away
You never heard
from
7
the
Days?
troubles in my
No.
life. No, wow, man.
Wow,
that was
that's the
that dude
truth.
had bangers. But like the whole thing was
Still
never forget,
fine.
I saw him perform and it was literally I go my new song and I'm walking away. I'm walking away. I'm like, what the hell? I need subtitles every time they talk.
But I think it's not just folks, British folks with accents. That happens also just in singers in general. Some singers, for some reason, when they sing, have this different voice accent to it. And then you talk to them and it's like the complete opposite.
Cardi
it's not
sounds
just,
exactly the way she
Cardi's
sounds.
from the Bronx. Everybody from the Bronx, bang. Like, we all sound the same.
No, she's rapping,
It's
though.
different.
She's not singing.
And there's that.
It's a bit,
She dropped
bit
the
different.
we.
Well, I am from the Bronx. That's where I was born.
I didn't know that.
Mary J. Blige sounds exactly like she sings.
Yeah.
Mariah Carey
And
sounds
acts the way that
exactly
she
like
does,
she
too.
sings.
Facts.
Right? Like, it's not
Monica.
hard. Be you. You know why they don't sing the way they talk? Because they know the way they talk is disgusting and no one would ever pay money for it.
Oh my God.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Wow.
Nobody wants to hear you talk like that. No one wants to hear you sing like no one wants to hear that.
Oi, oi, oi.
This episode with
Dog.
you today.
Enough.
You will not hear
Enough.
me defend the British as a whole, so I'm not going to do it.
We kicked your ass in 1776.
That's right.
Learn how to sing.
You said some crazy things.
This one, that's right.
It's the singing they got down. It's the talking that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saying it.
But yeah, that's why they sing that way, because we won.
Okay, I have a top 5 that I need to do before Tony leaves.
1812 allowed them to go back to talking. I mean, 1776,
They got the
1812,
cred back?
they started talking like us, but then they got,
We should do a series where you explain history.
oh man, drunk history. Someone should do that.
All right.
I actually,
It's never been done.
I
we
literally,
should do it
I'm
with Katie Nolan.
2 degrees of separation from the guys who make it. And like my boy was like, oh yeah, my boy is one of the producers. I'm like, oh man, please, I'll do anything. I'll do a sports thing like Katie Nolan did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he made the intro and the dude was just like, oh, that's nice. Like,
All right, nice talking to you.
Yeah.
What was your, like, did you have a pitch?
Yeah,
for
what's
a
your elevator
story?
pitch?
no, I just said, look, I'd love to be involved.
I would love to know how they produced that show.
It's real easy. They have like, what are you going to talk about? You're going to talk about this, okay? And then you drink, and then you explain it. And Derek Waters
my question is, like, does someone fact check the story?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was my question.
It has to be in the
because
ballpark, right?
it's
Like,
people are drunk, but they're obviously, you can't be so drunk that you don't actually tell a factual, like, pithy little historical story.
as I understand it, it's not like you're learning about the story to then retell it. It's stuff that you know, like you would know already. The person telling the story, would know already.
What would you have picked?
Oh man, I would do whatever, man.
Do whatever.
Whatever, man.
But it's got to be something you would have had lined up in your own
Something
brain.
that I have lined up
What
in
was
my
like the best moment from NBA Twitter? I feel like you could do.
Yeah, like tell me
Oh,
about
Temecula.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell me about
Temecula.
Temecula.
Yeah, because I dropped the Temecula on SportsCenter the day it happened, and Twitter lost its
Yeah.
mind. The guy on TV just said Temecula. I'm like, you damn right I did.
Fighting over Kobe.
What's
What
your
a time.
top 5, Fuentes?
My top 5, since Tony is one of the culinary guys here. I forgot how this came up. I was talking about
One of the
pasta out there with
culinary
Taylor or something, and it was the top 5 pastas. Okay,
Top 5 pastas.
pastas. My-
All right,
Are
we
we
need to
talking
put up-
dishes?
Oh,
or are we talking the
actual noodles.
Okay.
We
Okay,
need to
actual
put up
noodles.
the Chris Cody.
The Italian. I think that's
bum,
probably
bum,
what it
bum,
was.
bum,
That's
bum,
probably
bum,
what it was.
bum,
that got
Dominic
me
DeCoco?
on it. Yeah. So I still don't know that guy's name.
What's the middle guy?
Yeah, what's the middle guy?
By the way, Chris Cody would be Dominic the Cocoa Puffs.
Whoa.
Dominic
Cocoa Crisp?
Because he's puffy. Right?
Because he likes to eat.
Yeah, he likes to eat. Okay.
Ah, there it is.
Okay,
All right.
I have one OLI, and only because I'm not sure if it's actually a pasta, and that's gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
Not a pasta.
I know it's potato,
That's potato.
but also has flour,
It
and
has
it's considered
flour.
pastas, right?
Yeah.
and it's boiled.
All
I
pastas
mean, all
boiled.
pasta's boiled, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Right.
guess that would constitute a pasta.
Not a
You're
pasta.
making the pro pasta argument for gnocchi by saying
not
it's
Kind of like
boiled.
a
Yeah,
mashed
that's what I'm saying, yeah.
potato.
So it is.
Yeah.
Potato.
It's a dumpling.
It's a dumpling.
Yeah,
It's a
like a
dumpling.
dumpling.
That's
Oh, okay.
no
okay.
longer in the
But
OLI.
it's-
Right, look,
Okay.
great
What
to
about-
see Roy sticking by his guns. He just went from no to yes to back to no.
He had a really
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, dumplings. Yeah, that's,
Every
that's a good
additional
point,
piece of
yeah.
information had Roy be like,
what do we do with
you
like
know what?
ravioli
You got me.
and tortellini though?
no, ravioli is pasta.
Yeah, that's pasta.
Well, it's
Okay.
good because I have tortellini on this list somewhere. But number 5 is the classic spaghetti.
Spaghetti's not on my top.
Higher.
Higher.
Linguine.
Ooh, higher.
What'd you say? It's not
I
a
said
pasta?
it's
said
not
it's
even
not.
on my top 5.
Oh.
It's
Wow.
like a bottom
I thought you
5.
said spaghetti's not a
Most
pasta.
overrated
No,
pasta.
Angel hell.
It's living. No, angel hair is disgusting.
Yeah, that's
What?
Yeah,
Really?
angel hair is disgusting.
Oh,
I
wow.
agree. Gross.
Okay.
It's too thin. It's like
it's like an angel's
So you
hair.
gotta get it
I
loud.
know, but
You
it's
can't
disgusting.
eat an
It's-
angel hair with a heavy sauce. It doesn't work. Angel
No.
hair has to be prepared a certain
You
way.
shouldn't
Like a
eat
butter
angel
sauce.
hair, period, because it's garbage. Like it's
Oh.
just the absolute worst. Number
It has
4,
its time and place.
yeah, which is never. Number 4, rotini.
Oh,
Okay.
You get rotini with a good bolognese, and it's grabbing the ground beef around it.
He sees the vision.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 3 is tortellini.
Are we talking cheese stuffed? Or are we talking meat stuffed tortellini?
Whatever your flavor is, baby.
Okay.
I grew up eating those like frozen tortellini things that came in a package, and I hated them. They always had like ricotta inside, and I love ricotta, but for some reason, like I reached tortellini saturation point before I turned 18, and it's never been the same.
I get it. Like I can't eat rice that often because when you're Cuban, they just shovel it into your face.
There's the same thing happened to me. Do you remember those little bites, those little snacks that were those tiny, like really gooey, like blueberry muffin things?
Little bites? Yeah, of course.
Okay, I used to eat those when I was, a little kid. I had to pack my own lunch, and I'd be like, I don't know, I don't make anything, so I'll just put little bites in. I ate them every day for like 5 years, and the thought of that food grosses me out to no end now.
My parents were like the parents who thought that the snacks that they were buying were healthy, even though they were also probably not healthy. So like Little Bites and Cosmic Brownies and things like that were not things that were in my house. They were never in my house. And so Little Bites were the thing that when I went over to my best friend's house, I would just go into their pantry immediately and take as many bags as I could as we went to go play video games, and would eat like 9 or 10 of those in one
First taste of freedom right there.
Yep, 10 years old, just like, oh man, a blueberry Little Bite.
I'm going to go back to that, now that you said that. But my number 2 is bucatini.
Bucatini's got the little, it's a hollow in the middle, long pasta. It is 10 times better than a spaghetti.
Correct. It's the only thing I don't like about it is it takes much longer to cook because it's so much thicker.
Yeah.
But
there's
it's
a lot of pastas not on your list that I only have one spot left, and it's making me really upset. This is not a good list.
You're probably not. Well, it's my list. So you're not going to like number 1 at all.
It's not my list.
What's number 1?
Number 1 is just because it carries so much sauce.
Elbow?
Rigatoni.
I love a good rigatoni, man.
A baked rigatoni? Fire. So Jess, what did I leave off that you do not agree with?
I mean, I think for me the utility pasta is the penne.
Penne?
Penne is like a baby rigatoni though.
Yeah.
I love an elbow.
No.
Elbows are only good at mac and cheese.
I love a fettuccine.
Yeah. Nah, fettuccine.
I like a flat noodle. Yes.
I love a linguine.
Fusilli Jerry.
Shells. Stuffed shells.
Oh yeah, shells. Yeah.
Nah, too big, too much.
No, shells. No.
A fat little ziti.
I like. Let's see, baked ziti and
Fat
penne.
little ziti.
Too similar. I know ziti is smooth.
Yeah.
But that's the only.
A little
Orchetta.
Orchetti.
I don't like.
I gotta see orchetta.
I don't like this. I don't like the smoothness of a ziti.
Yeah,
I like the ridges.
I'd rather have the ridges.
We don't like ravioli as a group.
Love ravioli.
I like ravioli.
Really
Toasted
ravioli is
A
excellent.
really good ravioli.
Yeah.
But I think there is so much mediocre ravioli.
Correct. This is
Same
fair.
with the tortellini.
Right.
There's a lot of mediocre tortellini out there. It's hard to make a really tasty one.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the peak, not the
And
valley.
ravioli,
Right.
you go to a restaurant, it's like, oh, I have the ravioli. You get like 4 of them.
Great.
By the way,
great point.
Right?
Because I was just about to make.
They don't give you enough.
You get a
Tony,
ravioli.
you've never been that passionate
you get a
about
ravioli,
anything.
It's
Culinary
like
expert
sick,
back there.
3 of them. Okay,
Yeah.
they're $84. What do I do?
Yeah, this is a nice appetizer. Can I
Go
not
to
have the real
McDonald's
meal?
after.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's pronounced orecchiette.
The rage he had over here.
It's true. They don't give you anything. It's like it's the worst.
Well, I know what triggers you.
Oh, you know what? Another honorable mention that I left off. Farfall.
Farfalle.
Farfalle.
Scusi, farfalle.
Excuse me, pasta.
Still don't know the guy's name.
True or not true?
Can we find this out together?
Facts.
The third guy.
Third guy.
third guy.
It's Gorlami. It's
De
Dominic
Coco?
DeCoco.
Can you explain what's happening?
Okay, Glorious Bastards. They go undercover.
Oh.
Christopher Waltz. Christoph Waltz.
Who's the middle guy? The one that's
I don't
played
know.
by it's
I accidentally just
Gorlami?
like smack my lips really.
Gorlami.
Gorlami. And then there's Dominic DeCoco. But what is the name of Eli Roth's?
Is it
Italian
Dante? Is it
director?
Dante something?
Maybe.
Dante Moore.
Feel free to filibuster, guys.
DJ Moore.
DJ Khaled.
DJ Tanner.
Khalid.
Another one.
Tanner Scott.
Another one.
Adam Scott.
Adam Jones.
Popeye Jones.
John Jones.
Pac-Man Jones.
Miss Pac-Man.
Antonio Margaretti. How did we forget that? That's like the easiest one.
You got it.
Margaretti.
Antonio Gates.
Bill Gates.
Oh, hey.
Bill Walton.
Luke Walton. Luke Bryan.
Luke, I am your father.
Brian Colangelo. Jerry Colangelo. Jerry
Luke
Seinfeld.
Rittenhauer.
Come on, Morty Seinfeld, Rick and Morty, Rick Moranis,
Rick Pitino.
Rick Pitino, Pitino game,
Rich Pitino.
the game. Hate it or love it.
On top.
The underdogs on top.
So if I had been in New York yesterday, I could have gone to the 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying concert.
Get Rich or Die
They're going to do that here.
Wanna do that?
Are they?
In
It's a
West Palm.
tour.
When?
Yeah, it's a tour. I'll look it up. Keep going.
I was going to go for free, though. That's the difference.
Different.
You guys, like,
You can go for free in
What
New
are we
York, but not in
doing?
Miami.
Look at you.
yeah, pretty much. Not in, not because it's in New York, but because of who was in New York. So the people in New York were going to get me in for free.
So 50s people, you're gonna talk to
not
your
50
people.
Yeah, it was something like that. It's a little it's a little daisy chain because there you go. Ring it. Because Cole came out and performed yesterday. So
Yeah.
I don't know what that sign says, but I appreciate.
I realize that
Say it out loud,
The
man.
glass here isn't really that clear. So for me to try to communicate with you,
You
it
just
have
held
to
up
be
a
like,
white
yeah,
sheet.
it says August 20th.
Oh,
Yeah.
The 50
I can't even
cents.
read
It
that
said
here.
August 20th.
I can't read it on the
You
screen.
have glasses on.
No,
That's
I can
cheating.
see it. I can see it.
Yeah.
Dude, you
August
need like
I
a
can see the
Sharpie.
background of
what
it.
day of the week is August 20th?
I believe it's a Sunday.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah, it's next
Because I'm going
next Sunday.
to Dublin, Ireland
two
on
Sundays.
that day.
I'll
and
be in
Tony's
Italy,
going
guys.
to
Wow,
Italy.
why would you go more than once?
Ooh, trying out the different
miss you guys.
pastas.
I don't know if I
Pasta
know
fagioli
what that
everywhere.
pun
Yeah.
meant.
Dublin,
You doubling up your time in Dublin?
Dublin.
I guess I'm going to Singlen, Ireland then.
There you go.
Oh.
Wait, what happened to Lehman?
He's coming.
Oh, okay.
Singlen.
Lehman, a world traveler, huh?
I know, right? It's so annoying.
Why are you going to Ireland?
Notre Dame versus
Oh,
Navy.
there you go.
August 27th in Dublin, Ireland on NBC.
Why are you talking like the TikTok narrator woman?
I'm promoting the game. Jazz hands. Week
Jazz
0.
hands.
College football, week
The
0.
National Broadcasting Company.
Thank you, Roy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like the idea of going? Well, obviously, you like traveling abroad, but do you think it's good for the game?
Good for college football.
Mm-hmm.
If they win, yes. If they lose, it's the stupidest idea ever. I think the funny thing about the Ireland game is that I'm always going to remember it for Nebraska Northwestern
Oh, yeah.
2022. The only game Northwestern football won last season, and thus their winless streak in the United States is like 560 days or something like that.
The onside kick heard around the world.
Yeah.
Randomly in the middle of the game, Scott Frost for Nebraska. Like, things were going Nebraska's way. And he was like, you know what would be a great idea right now? Onside kick.
He
It's
really, Scott
What a
Frost-
genius.
Early third quarter, and then obviously they didn't recover, and that's how Nebraska lost the game. It started this like crazy downward spiral, and then he was fired 5 weeks later.
Lucy, let me ask you a question. Has there ever been anyone who's fallen from grace harder than Scott Frost? He was the
Like harder, faster.
harder, faster. Yeah.
Better,
Yes,
Like legit.
Not counting
Legit a
Urban,
fucking
not
meteor.
Urban Meyer, like not that kind of stuff, but like just
Yeah, definitely, because he was there for like 5 years. They gave him so much grace. Like, he probably should have been fired after a year or two.
Well, that's actually the point, right? Is like he went from hottest commodity to within like 4 games, everybody realized he was totally in over his head at Nebraska.
was he a fraud or what happened?
He was, well, he's
Scott
Nebraska's, yeah, he is. But he's Nebraska's golden child. He was their quarterback back in the 90s when they won a national championship. So it was basically this weird spot where he really couldn't do anything wrong, except for that he did literally everything wrong.
Right.
And so they just sat there and was like, well, maybe it'll work out. You know, he played here, so he'll figure it out eventually. And then he never did.
But he was so good at UCF. I'm trying to figure out, like, was it an illusion, or did he like forget, or did he have a great staff at UCF that he didn't bring along with him?
brought his whole staff.
Yeah, he brought all his staff with him. Nebraska's an interesting place because I would honestly say, like, wow, the fans are a lot tougher there, but they're not. They loved him so much. He just got there and just did not know what to do. It was wild the way he imploded. And, like, every time you thought that it was going to get, like, it couldn't get worse, it would get worse. He would throw his players under the bus constantly. He would go out and give press conferences. He's like, we lost because our players were wearing hoodies in the warm-up. That's why we lost. They're weak.
Damn.
They're not strong. We never wore hoodies when we were there.
He's
It's
had a lot
wild.
of questionable things.
Him or
said.
PJ Fleck, who's more ridiculous?
Oh, PJ Fleck's more ridiculous because, like, that's his whole, like, bit. That's his shtick, and everyone knows it. Where Scott Frost was just like, what the hell? Like, PJ, you know what you're gonna get, and it is like an exaggerated ridiculousness. Where Scott Frost, it was just one of these moments where you were like, this man has no clue what's going on. He has no idea what is happening here.
The funny part about Scott Frost is even when they went undefeated at UCF, like the last 5 weeks, he was just at Nebraska half the time, like just being recruited by them to go be their coach, and his assistant coaches and the team was just kind of skating by, figuring it out, winning crazy close games. And they were even, they were blowing out conference opponents, but ultimately at the end, it was like all of these overtime games and fluky wins that were just sort of magical. He didn't even coach them going into the bowl game. They spent that entire month by themselves and then somehow still won.
I have a question for you.
Please.
How annoying are you going to be
the most?
A scale of 1 to Big 12 this season?
13. I can't wait for UCF to officially overtake Miami in everyone's conversations because it's already happened.
So anyway,
UCF is
Hold on a second. You're not competing with Miami. You're competing with the coolest school in South Florida, FIU.
FIU.
Did you
Their
see the
uniforms are
uniforms they
amazing.
put out?
that's right.
They are
Very
awesome.
nice.
They're awesome. The Vice
Miami
uniforms.
wishes they were that
Panther
cool.
Pride,
Yeah.
baby. That's right.
No, Miami wishes that they could do anything as
And
cool
all
as
you
FIU
have
is doing.
as UCF is like, we're near
Space.
space.
Yeah, we have the space
We claim
stuff.
Space.
I love the space stuff.
Does Houston and UCF have any sort of like space race?
There's not.
contest
So
situation?
we've been wanting that. So I remember a couple of years ago.
The space conflict.
Yeah, because they
Race to the
played
moon.
on the weekend that
what they did in
Houston
the
came to
60s.
UCF.
I think we won.
UCF wore their space uniforms. And we wanted Houston to do the same thing because they have their own version. And we wanted it to be like a rivalry where there would be the space-oriented thing every single time they played. And they would both wear their space uniforms. And Houston was too lame to do it. Purdue also claims space for some reason, which
they
is
do.
weird.
They have a lot of
Neil
astronauts.
Armstrong
yeah.
is Purdue, I think.
Engineering
And they
school.
have
that's
this
it?
Neil
stupid
Armstrong.
little drum.
Bro, I'm telling you, FIU is going to look so nice as they go like 1 and 12 wearing these. It's amazing.
1 and 12. So they made a bowl game?
Yeah, I guess.
One in Big
I
12.
couldn't even think about
1
it.
and 12, they're going to beat Miami
No,
Hey, man.
again. I'm going to Georgia Tech versus Miami here.
Ooh.
Yeah,
That's
with
gonna
my
be great.
with my
With Mike
alum
Bryan?
friends. Yeah, no, with my friends that I went to college with. And so I'm very excited for this. Last year we went to Georgia Tech UCF, and that's when I discovered that Jer Bear was in school when UCF won their fake national championship.
I was 1 year graduated.
Okay,
that
but
was
still,
the year after I graduated.
Which
but
is
yes.
still insane to me because I remember, Roy, us doing the show that year and saying, well, UCF should be the national champs and all that stuff. And all I could think of is like, man, that whole year we're doing that bit. And Jeremy's literally
like a child. Actually,
Yeah.
I think Jeremy and I might be the same age.
Yeah, we're the same age.
Jeremy
Thanks.
and I were drinking $3 well shots from the local.
That's exactly
crap
what was
bar in
happening.
Oh,
college
snap.
town.
I was so happy that because like obviously I'm a huge fan of the show before I ever got here. So I was listening all the time, so excited about the fact that Dan wanted to crown them national champions.
Now, why were they too cool for school when we
That
try to
should-
do a parade?
I'm
and all
furious
that
about
stuff?
Also
it.
should have
That's
been
something
your
I'm
first clue of how ridiculous it was because Dan's like, oh yeah, we're behind this.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
if Dan-
yep,
Behind
exactly.
this car.
Yeah.
Dan's into it.
Yeah.
We made a trophy and everything.
Yeah. And they didn't
Where is that
accept it.
trophy? Because I
Probably
want
at
it.
Mike's house.
I want it.
It's I
Lincoln,
was-
Nebraska.
I was gonna say no. That trophy is wherever the fine bucket money is on a beach somewhere.
Not again.
So is that Woody's house then?
By the way, we still have not gotten to the bottom of the
No, we
fine
haven't.
bucket
We did.
money mystery.
We did. We just can't say it out loud apparently because it's.
I don't know this info.
Throw someone.
No,
under
you
the
guys
bus.
don't know who the
No,
person
I
was.
remember Lewis doing intense
was Bob.
video scrubbing
It
to
was-
find out who it was.
It wasn't Bob.
Who said that? Let's not say names.
if you're thinking who I think you're thinking,
It's
you're
not.
dead wrong.
Really?
Yeah, I don't
'Cause
think
thought
it
it
was
was. I thought it
that
was
person
confirmed.
either.
It was that person.
Then I need to talk to the
like
witnesses.
confirmed it was that person.
Will it hold up in court? Is my question.
Man,
This is all
it's
speculation.
circumstantial evidence, but it's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Were they caught on tape
I'm not-
at like a local Miami
I'm not-
Someone
gentleman's
that's
club?
not here anymore.
Someone that's not here anymore, not Bob.
Who?
And not Bob.
Yeah, and not Witty. It's not someone who
Witty
didn't-
did far worse crimes.
I got the joke.
Murders.
Jeremy's explaining
Like,
the
come
joke
on,
right here.
I understand.
No,
I don't know. I
know
you
what
guys
he's
really
doing.
did a good job of actually making me
No,
feel like
No,
whatever.
I know what he's doing, but I'm just not going to acknowledge it because that's just not it. Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
Stop it.
Yeah. So, but anyways, that's where the trophy is.
Pete
It's-
Townsend. That's who did it.
Johnny Townsend.
Johnny
Robert
Cash.
Townsend.
Oh,
The Town, starring Ben Affleck,
Robert Pattinson.
Blake Lively,
Ryan Reynolds. Kind of connected.
Reynolds rap, which is what he called rubbers.
Welcome to
rap.
Wrexham. So I have a question. so legit question.
Okay.
How do they land? Because obviously Notre Dame and Ireland, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Right?
Northwestern and Nebraska.
Yeah. How the hell did that happen?
I mean, I think they are doing like rotating teams in Dublin as part of this big like college football goes abroad thing.
But is it like a
And-
conference deal? I'm sorry for not knowing anything
I
about
don't
it.
know.
No, it's
I
not.
think it's an.
Why should you
I
be
think-
sorry?
I think it's an Ireland thing. I think it's like the NFL going to London thing. Like they want to, have a special game, and week 0
But-
kind
but-
of works for it.
Yeah, but like, see, so you're always getting Jaguars games in London, right? Obvious reasons. Because the cons and the Jaguars are going, they own the Jaguars.
Yeah.
So like if Notre Dame was going every year,
Yeah.
it makes total sense.
Should be a Notre Dame home game, actually.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
told-
what it should be.
Well, I think it technically is. Someone told it's on NBC. So someone told me that when Notre Dame played there in 2012, it broke the record for the most Americans that had ever traveled to Ireland in history.
Oh, they must have hated
That's
it.
how many tourists came for the game.
Wow.
The potatoes are back. They all went back. It's an Irish potato famine joke.
Right.
Yeah, I got it.
Too
I got
soon?
that.
Too
Yeah.
soon?
Too
It
soon,
might be
guys.
too soon.
Sorry.
I think we talked more sports in the last 5 minutes here than we did all the last few days on main show.
See, we should have started with Scott Frost talk.
Yeah.
Lucy
Miss
got
him
it.
so
Lucy
much.
got us going.
I miss him every
love
day.
him.
I wake up and I'm
Nixon
like,
Frost.
God, I wish he was still the head coach of Nebraska. It was golden. The best of times. Every
best of times.
every post game presser, he'd be like, I didn't recruit these guys. I didn't recruit these
That's
guys.
what Mario Cristobal
part
was
that's
doing
right.
last year. Am
Yeah.
I wrong?
No, he
That's
did
exactly
that,
what he
but
did.
Scott Frost did recruit those guys and was like, those are not my guys. I did not
I've
pick
never
those
seen
guys.
these people before in my life. Who are you people?
What? She delivered it like Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
Like Scott Frost is on I Think You Should Leave It. Those are not my guys.
So no, Scott Frost is in the press conference. They're like, Scott, why did you lose your 7th game in a row? And he's like,
We're all trying to find out who did this.
He would literally actually do that though. He'd be like, "It was the defensive coordinator. I don't call the plays. I don't call the plays. That's not my job."
Okay, here's a question.
I feel like Lucy's gonna have.
Okay, so
Go.
in football, it happens a lot. Oh, this guy calls the plays. So what's your job, bro? What are you doing?
Stand there and look pretty.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Because I would love to outsource my shit. I would love to. You know,
I love
I mean,
my,
there's a lot that a head football coach does.
I know, but like,
Not Scott Frost, but
In
other
my-
head football.
yeah,
in my
other-
mind-
it's only the most important thing is to call the plays, right?
in my mind's eye, I had Mike Fuentes standing up in the middle of press conference. Like, okay, I get it. What do you do, bro? And then everyone looking from Michael, turning and look at Scott Frost, and he's like, well,
Yeah.
Probably sounds like you did after you were trying to do that Italian impression.
yeah.
Oh man, no.
Dominic DiCoco.
Margaretti.
That's it is a funny thing. I always do think about that in football when they're. So what do? You do the weekly show, I guess, and you talk to the troops before they go out and yell at them.
Meet with the media.
I mean,
Yeah.
you recruit. You have to deal with like,
Not
all the
even.
high
Do you
level
recruit?
The
stuff.
bag man does the recruiting.
That's not necessarily true. A lot of the best head football coaches are the best recruiters. It's not
You
necessarily
got Nick
like an
Saban
either-or.
getting out there.
Nick Saban is a great recruiter.
Is he, no, but is he actually doing it?
Yes.
So then what
not
was
every single player, not every single position group, but he is recruiting actively.
what
a
was
lot
my
of the
man
time.
doing? What's my man? Who's at Ole Miss now? Who is
Lane
that?
Kiffin.
I thought Lane Kiffin was the bag man.
Boca Lane.
Everyone at Ole Miss
Odom.
is a bagman.
That's a good point.
But like that's how Mario Cristobal got hired because that's all he can do is recruit.
But
Nothing
apparently
else.
he's
Yeah,
not.
he can't coach.
But apparently
Yeah,
he's not
can't
doing that
coach.
well. I heard he's getting out. Yeah, but I heard he's getting out recruited. Yeah.
More blue chip prospects in 2024 than Miami.
So
And
hard
FSU, though,
to pick
too.
a side in the UCF Miami
Jesus.
wars of 2023.
Best recruiting team in the Big 12 already.
Go back to Tahoe.
Whoa.
I wish I could.
And take me-
honestly.
I
take me
really
with you.
wish I could go back.
Go on vacation.
Here, let's go back.
Okay, I'll go if you really want me to.
All right.
Go rest.
Yeah.
Go read a book.
Sounds amazing.
Enjoy time off.
Yeah.
Seriously. Go have fun somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
Jer Beer.
That was your cue to get out of the studio so you can catch your train, Jeremy.
Thanks.
Mic on. I have another announcement.
Yeah.
What was that?
So, the merch store is doing a Oh, where are you going?
Hey.
Is doing a revamp. It's becoming a new thing, and that means that shirts and stuff isn't going out to fans at the moment. Correct? So I always complain that I have too much stuff in my closet. I have a lot of. I'm sure you guys go through this a lot.
I have so many t-shirts.
Okay, so
And
because
I never
of
wear
that,
t-shirts because it's so cold in here.
I have so many t-shirts. Since we do not have a working merch store right now, I present to you guys the concept of mystery shirts. Okay?
Mystery shirts.
Mystery shirts, yes. And if anybody would like one of my mystery shirts, okay, I'm not selling. But if you DM me on Instagram, DMs are open. Instagram
Mike,
or
no one wants
Twitter.
your mystery shirts.
But they're free. You just have to
It
reach out.
doesn't
You wore them
matter.
already.
But they're not a lot of them aren't worn.
What about shipping?
Okay.
Are they LeBatard shirts?
That's the only thing you have to cover. You have
Oh
to
my
cover
God,
shipping.
they're not free then.
What do you mean?
They're
They
not
are free.
free.
So wait, what kind of shirts are these? LeBatard shirts? Your own
I
shirts?
have some LeBatard shirts. I got some Mike Fuentes exclusives. I got some.
Exclusive.
stuff
So you
here and
think
there.
people are going to get into your DMs?
But they're free shirts. Guys, listen.
Not everything is free is
It's fun.
needed.
It's a fun game. I send you a mystery shirt. You laugh about it. Huh? Thanks, Mike Fuentes. Connect with the fans. Have a
You're
good
just
show.
trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
I can do that by going to Goodwill.
Here.
Yeah.
Then why don't you go to Goodwill?
Yeah, why don't you just
Because I want to have fun and interact with
So
the
the thing
fans.
is, if you're giving away
charge more
mystery
for
shirts,
shipping,
you
make
need
profit.
to
Yeah.
get like autographs on them, or have Stugotz like ash a cigarette on it, or Dan like sweat on it, or something that's going to make it attractive to fans who have Greg Cody embed a toenail in it, something that
Oh,
our
God.
fans
No,
will
no.
not again with the
So this is what I'll do. I'll post videos of every shirt. I'll type up a letter. I'll print it, and I will have Dan watch me sign it because I don't think I can get Dan to sign it himself. So he will watch me sign it, and I will send you the video in the DM so you know that Dan Le Batard was watching me as I signed this prefabricated letter that I probably did on ChatGPT.
I'm just going to
May or may not have.
assume Dan's not going to want to do that. So
Well,
I want to see how many
just-
people DM you.
Listen,
Can we put an over on
but
it?
only serious DMs. We want to know
Well,
if you're
but
seriously interested
I
in
have-
this because we
yeah.
have so many more questions after the fact.
I have show merch I'll send. So the first 5 people, I guarantee you'll get show merch. I hope you wear a size large or XL. That's all I got.
It's going to end up being like fun run shirts from a race.
Yeah.
But see, guys, you're missing it's a mystery shirt, so you don't know what you're gonna get.
Uh-huh. What if they don't like it?
Maybe it's it sucks for them. It's a picture of maybe it's a picture of my face. Maybe it's a picture of Billy doing this. Maybe it's
I have a feeling those are not even made
it's
up
like
right
the
now.
Shroud
so.
of Turin, like you wipe your face on it. How is your face getting on the shirt?
exactly as it is. I know a guy who does
Okay.
Printing, yeah.
Screen prints.
correct.
I took a silk screen class in college. I wish I had kept up with it.
Is it one of those like I need an elective to
It
get
was
out
one
here
of those
type
like
deals?
I didn't have enough credits to graduate early. I needed like 3 more, so I did an art class, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
And I made so many shirts.
Yeah, the most ridiculous class I ever heard of was my brother. He took judo. Where are you going?
Wow, Dad, he left like 5 minutes ago. He came back for something. Wowzers.
I mean, you just stop what you were saying for that.
What just happened?
I haven't seen Jeremy forever. He's been doing God's work, being at camp, at Camp Fiesta.
Didn't you try to get me to leave just like a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
That was wrong.
Yeah, you have a train to catch.
Yeah.
I did move my train to 3:15, so we're okay.
Oh, you could have told me that.
3:15 a.m. Right?
When I
Because this is
done that.
Friday morning.
Yeah.
yes.
Got it. Better
Now's a
keep
good time
that straight up.
to tell your New York story.
Actually?
Yeah, because so the joke was that me and Tony were never going to let it see the light of day, but this is the perfect setup for you to do it. Jess is here, Lucy's here.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, so if we're ever going to do it, now's the time.
Okay.
And also, it helps me fill this last 6 minutes.
Yeah, you're welcome.
There you go.
Oh, we're actually going to do it?
Sure.
Oh, shit.
So
Mike Schur,
this is not Michael Jordan.
Jordan Peele.
Brian Jordan.
Nah, I don't have any more.
No, that's
So when I went to New York,
Peel's tough.
Peel is a tough one. I went to New York, feels like 6 years ago now. But I went on Mother's Day weekend and went with my fiance for her birthday to go see a Broadway show and have a weekend in New York. And we planned it all around going to
The
see
theater.
the Broadway show Funny Girl, which was not a show that we necessarily wanted to see because it's a bit older and whatever. But as I've stated on this show quite a few times, I'm a Gleek. And Leah Michele from Glee
Can't read.
First of all, can't read. Second of
How
all,
did that rumor start?
I don't know, but
Illiteracy?
it's my favorite. Yeah, just her general illiteracy.
Yeah,
is
there's
how
like
it
a
started.
whole internet meme about her not being able to read, and it's one of those things that like I don't know how you beat the allegations, right? Because A, you probably don't want to address them because then you're just giving like the internet haters some sort of acknowledgement. But B, how do you prove you can read? Because anytime you say, okay, I'm going to read something, people can just be like, oh, you memorized that.
Which she did.
which
is what the story.
It's impossible to beat those allegations, in my opinion.
She was initially very sensitive about it, and now has tried playing into the joke, and it's too late.
How has she played into the joke?
There was one video that she posted at some point where it was like reading off a script and then threw it away and then just kept saying all of the words into the camera as a means to be like, ha ha ha, I get that you think I'm not reading while also not reading. Nonetheless, really wanted to see Lea Michele perform in this role as Fanny Bryce in Funny Girl, because that was her dream role as her character in Glee. She's amazing as performing these Barbra Streisand songs, and so we were all excited to go see this show. And we planned a whole weekend around it.
You planned the whole weekend around seeing
the whole weekend around seeing the show.
Booked the tickets and then booked flights.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And
bought the tickets. Bought the tickets for a Saturday night show.
A pretty penny.
They were a pretty penny. Yeah, they were expensive.
Saturday Broadway show.
Correct. Saturday night.
This is May, June.
Yeah, this is in
May.
When's Mother's Day? May.
Mm-hmm.
May. So
it's gonna be May.
Justin Timberlake.
Jeremy Taché.
Well, now I was going to play the game.
Yeah, touche.
So nonetheless,
Justin Turner.
we planned this entire trip around going to see the show, and we had a really wonderful weekend in New York. And the biggest reason that I picked the Saturday night tickets was because Sunday it was listed that Lea Michele would be off for Mother's Day. And so it was perfect. Saturday night, we'll see her last show and we'll move on. And we are walking to the theater at about 5:30. The show starts at 7, or I guess it was 6:30. Show starts at 8. And we get a notification.
That'll be it for another episode of Mystery Crate. Let's go around the room and plug our shows. What do you have going on this week, Roy?
We got Montgomery and Company. We talk about the brawl that happened on a dock in Montgomery, Alabama. That was a wild one. And also we got Because Miami. I forget what we did. Oh, we had Ellie Mistal to talk about Florida education.
Oh, wow. That's a spicy meatball.
Mm-hmm.
Amin, what do you got?
I got oddballs. I hate oddballs. I hate the name, but I'm with Charlotte Wilder, who really runs the show. So that's me. That's what I got.
Yeah, she.
This week on Off the Looking Glass, we had Kara Goucher and Angela Ruggiero. Also on Golic and Smetty, we had Kalen DeBoer, head coach of the Washington Huskies football team. Lucy, what do you got going on? What's new with you?
Still not sure what I do here quite yet, but we'll figure that out really soon.
Yeah.
Side note, the Iowa women's basketball team is playing a game in Kinnick Stadium.
Wow.
Outdoors. Just found out. I'm very excited.
When
I'm going to
is
go
that?
to that. October 15th. I will be
October
going.
15.
Yeah. Outdoor exhibition. Hopefully 70,000.
How's the weather in Iowa at that time?
Actually, not bad.
Really?
It'll be like a nice fall day.
Fall.
Yeah.
We don't have seasons here. I don't know if you noticed that yet.
No, I've picked up
terrible.
on it. I hate it.
You came in the summer and you got like the full summer.
This has been the worst
This
summer
is actually
ever,
the
right?
worst summer.
It is.
Yeah,
It's the worst summer in
I
history.
remember
horrible.
last year we were all sitting at the table in the Clevelander and I was talking to Jess and Mike and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I don't know why, but it feels extra fucking hot this year. And then Mike goes to me, no, it is. And then it's like, this is actually the hottest one, even more than last year.
Of all time.
And you know what's crazy? This will be the coolest summer for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
Jerry Bear, what do you have going on?
2 Americas.
I don't have much.
You have a train to catch.
Eventually, I do have a train to catch.
Why is that to America?
A new conference to join.
A new conference to join. You can listen to Miami Mic'd Up, which is not on this network, but you can do that anyway. It's my podcast.
Who do you have on Miami Mic'd Up this week, Jerry Bear?
It's a good question. I don't know yet. We'll be doing that interview after this.
We'll get back to you.
But should have a Miami Marlin of some kind. Either one from the 2003 team or, Mystery
We're going
Marlin.
to a Marlins game next week.
Yeah, we are.
Yes,
That's
we
going to be
are.
fun.
Family
Playing the
I'm really
Astros?
excited. Yeah, they are playing the Astros.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
What can I expect at the Marlins game? I haven't been since 2 years ago when I first moved here.
Probably more people than that time, I
Okay.
would hope.
They're doing well, right?
The team's been better.
Better.
They saved their season this week. I wanted to
Can
talk
they-
about it on the show,
Can
but
they
nobody
lose
likes
it again
baseball.
before the game that we go to?
Maybe, but not really. They play the Yankees this weekend, which is fun. Rematch of the 2003 World Series, which is why most of the 2003 team is going to be out there this weekend.
Very good.
So that's kind of cool. But yeah, they're playing fun baseball. So you can expect
is that your way of saying they're not that great?
Fun
They're
baseball.
They're
good.
Saved
playing
the season.
fun baseball.
They're good.
But they saved the season, though.
They did. They saved their season.
All
The
right.
season could have been over, and it's still alive thanks to
Cynthia, what do you have
Josh
going on?
Bell.
Organizing things around here.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
That's it.
Our savior.
Back to you. No, never that. Please, no. That's too much pressure. That's
Mike?
too much.
Well, I'm gonna use the final 15 seconds here to say mystery shirts.
Oh, God.
Hit me on the
God.
DM.
No one
One
wants
is
your-
going
All right,
to
you get
want
yourself
No one wants your
that,
trash, dude.
man.
Old clunky shirt.
Give it to those
that
who
will
really
have-
need it.
Exactly. Will be in. I'll sign a letter next to Dan Le Batard. I'll send you a
He's-
picture of
Fuck Leah
This
Michelle.
is not-
Okay, goodbye.